What's up, everybody? Good to see you here today on this fine Friday. It's Friday. You know what that means. It means it's time to stream. If you're just getting in, just so you know, we're hanging out, chillaxing, maxing, being all cool, shooting some b-ball outside the school. We're just like hanging out, listening to a little bit of music, waiting for people to get in. I apologize for being a little late. It is what it is. Hello, Imaginista. Imaginista Elise is one of our beautiful moderators here on this channel. Thank you so much, Elise, for popping in to say hello. Elise is very kind, intelligent. Please listen to her when she gives direction. Ooh, the music is intense. It's getting intense. Listen to this. What up? Oh, hey yo! It's crazy in here. Woo! 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 Alright, that's okay, we're done. Alright, we're done. That was it. I kind of got myself a little too excited there. That was funny. Alright. A little last of the juice. Again, hello everybody, it's Friday. It's Friday, you know what that means. It's time to stream with Jan. Just so you know, I am Neogenian. I am a sociology major. I am a full-time student, and I really love philosophy. I like mathematics and all that stuff, and I like to YouTube and just take a look at shit that's going on in the world and give a little bit of my opinion on it, you know, from my own sociological lens and Neogenian lens. So today, the topic is P. Diddy. Why? Because I honestly am completely out of the loop. I know enough. I don't know much, but I know enough. That's actually one of my favorite things to say about stuff that, like, I don't know a lot about. It's like, I don't know much, but I know enough. I know enough, I don't like it anyways. So what did Diddy do? What did Diddy do? We're just gonna casually stroll about the news, the allegations, the articles, the videos. P. Diddy is a baby oil hoarder? Okay. First of all, I'm just dipping my toe into this right now. Can we keep the 11-foot side of the pool, like, can we keep that off for a minute, okay? Can we just step into the pool first? I mean that with love. With love. So hello, everybody. Let's chit-chat for a little bit. Becca, thank you so much for the super chat. I love that little dancy lemon dude. Yeah, I was kind of having a moment there. It's been so monotonous, like, studying, like, doing school and having, like, midterms and all that stuff, so, you know. And I'm 36, so I don't, like, I started school later in my life, so I don't do wild parties. My wild party is having, like, a 6-pack of beer at home listening to Karen Carpenter, okay? Like, singing along to Karen Carpenter. That's my idea of a party, by myself, in my living room. long ago. Okay, sorry. Anyways, I don't. I hope some of you are old enough to know what I mean by Karen Carpenter. You know, like I hope some of you are old enough to appreciate Karen Carpenter because goddamn, she's a gem. Very haunting too. Haunting. She passed. She was a lovely singer. She was like the top of her top. She was one of the lead singers for the Carpenters, and she was a beautiful woman. And she had a lot of like self-esteem issues, and she had a lot of bad relationships with food, and I think some drugs and things like that. So she died from a very unhealthy lifestyle. But her singing style was so beautiful. She was one of a kind. She actually mostly wanted to be a drummer, believe it or not. But the band that she was in with her brothers, they kind of pushed her forward to be like more of the lead singer. And she was beautiful. And she has such a haunting voice. A haunting voice. It's like listening to a ghost. Even before she died, it's like listening to a ghost, like a gray maiden, like waiting for her lover to return in a lighthouse by the sea, like that sort of thing. So, but anyway, sorry. I'm going off on a tangent right now about Karen Carpenter, about how beautiful she is. That and right now, like I've been listening to a lot of Karen Carpenter lately. That and Mama Kaz from the Mamas and the Papas. Another really interesting story. If you do a little deep digging, Mama Kaz kind of had some not relations, but just some interaction with like Charles Manson and like all that stuff over there. It's very weird. It was the 70s. Hey, the 70s were a stylish time for cults. I'm telling you what. I know I'm not a big fan of cults, but if there's one thing I can say about cults in the 70s is they had the best style. 100%. They had the best aesthetics, baby. Let's be clear about that, okay? The 70s and the cults, it was just hand in hand. It was a really interesting thing, and the cool thing to do at the time. What are we doing today? Oh yes, P Diddy. Speaking of cults, P Diddy isn't a cult, but from what I understand so far, off the top of my head, is that P Diddy, very successful rapper, singer, artist, whatever. I'm not very familiar with his music. That's okay. I don't have to be. But I guess, when you've got money and you got power and you got a fancy house with like a secret tunnel and like a grotto, you're going to have weird sex parties. There's something about people being rich where they just like to have sex parties. And I'm not saying that's wrong in of itself. It's not wrong per se, okay? If you want to have an orgy, have an orgy. That's fine. But when it gets to the point where you're exploiting people, you're making them feel uncomfortable, you're forcing people to be in those situations, it's gonna get messy, okay? You know? Scrape and butter the orgy pit, but please don't make people do what they don't want to do. And I don't know what's going on with baby oil, but I guess we'll get there. Just for a warning, I'm one of those people where when things get really terrible, I tend to laugh. And it's not because I think it's funny or I'm taking the situation lightly. It's just that's kind of my reaction when things are really terrible. I'm just like, ha 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 ha. Like, I'm laughing because it's so absurd and horrible. So, let's see. Renaissance Fairy, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I had a group of Mormons move into my building. I think they are afraid of me now after talking to me. I'm kind of curious what that interaction was. Are they missionaries or is it a family? Elise Imaginista says, yes, as long as no one is being abused or exploited and all consenting adults, it's all good. Yeah. Throw. Speaking of the 70s, throw your keys into the bowl. Have a little soiree, like a little bit of like orange juice and wine. Like, go ahead and do your thing, baby. I don't really, I have no problem with that. It's not my thing. In my head, I could. See, an orgy is something that I could imagine I could do, but like in real life, I'd be like, I'm just going to grab a couple of things from the snack bar, put it on my plate, and then leave. You know, like that would be me at an orgy party. Like I wouldn't be somebody participating in the orgy. I would be observing it through binoculars, only they're not binoculars, it's a kaleidoscope, and I'm enjoying a lights show. That would be me. That would be me during an orgy. But what did P. Diddy do? What's going on over there? Yeah, and something to do with Justin Bieber. I have a whole lot, just a side note, I have a whole lot more respect for Justin Bieber these days because he's coming out like as an adult, recalling about his experience as a kid, and is not like giving it a good shade. So I'm kind of here for him there. So let's see, who else is here? Spectral, good to see you. Storm, I don't know, but good to see you. Becca, good to see you. Renaissance Fairy. Elise, of course, our beautiful moderator. An assistant coach. Yeah, you need to fuck harder. I need to see those balls slapping against her eyeballs. I'm going to let you put together what image I had in my head for that to make sense. Sometimes I say too much. I think I say too much sometimes. Honey, honey, I need to see the balls against your face, like, way harder. Okay. Um, anyways, I'm blushing. This is so funny. We're getting off the orgies. Um, what are we doing? Okay, let's look. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just randomly searching shit. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just trying to fucking catch up. P. Diddy. All of the allegations against P. Diddy. By what are we reading from? The Cut. Let's see. The Cut is pretty central leaning. I'm using Ground News extension. Ground News is actually pretty cool. It actually gives you like the sources and like the information on the actual like websites like you're reading articles from. So like I can just go up here and be like, oh, I'm reading an article. What is this? Is it rated like a leftist thing, a rightist thing, or central? Like I typically kind of go for central things, but I'm not a centrist, and I don't think all of centrist articles are great, honestly. Like, I think you get a lot more juice from, like, the extreme sides of one to the other most of the time. But we just need some basic information. We just need, like, a picture painted right now. We'll look at other sources. So let's see. All of the allegations against Diddy. I'll blow this up because I can't see. Where is the thing? Hi, can I blow this up? Thank you. Careful the tabs you show. See them. Look at my tabs. In November 2023, the singer Cassie, real name Cassandra Ventura, filed an explosive federal lawsuit against her former partner, Sean Diddy Combs, claiming that he had been physically and sexually abusive throughout their relationship. The complaint alleged that Combs' abuse ranged from beating Ventura and forcing her to have sexual relations with other men, and to defiling her in her home in 2018. This is a really dark subject. Jesus Christ. Already I'm having to censor myself. The rapper settled the lawsuit within a day, but since 8 more women and 2 men have sued Combs, accusing him, and Combs, as in Diddy Combs, suing Diddy Combs, accusing him of a wide range of abusive behavior, including sexual harassment and all these other nasty, awful things. Like, pretty much the batch, okay? And you know what? YouTube is so sensitive these days. I'm not even sure if showing this on my screen is going to get me knocked off, like the algorithm or not. It might. I might not be able to monetize this just because of like this. It's gotten so sensitive these days. We can barely have a conversation about it. So, anyways, the situation escalated in March when federal agents raided Diddy Combs' properties in Miami and Los Angeles, and then on September 16th, federal agents arrested Diddy at a Manhattan hotel following a grand jury indictment. He got indicted! The music mogul was charged with... Oh, shit. Mogul? Was charged with very ugly things, to which he pleaded not guilty. A judge ruled that... I swear that's like a big artist. No. Music. Wait, what did I... That's actually a bad, right? Am I having a dumb brain moment? No, Okay, let's move on. Let's not get hung up on that. So the that person was charged and pleaded not guilty. A judge ruled that he would be held without bail until trial. Following the raids, Diddy's lawyer, Aaron Dreyer, maintained that his client is innocent and will continue to fight every single of the day to clear his name. Well, don't they all? I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation, and my legacy. Okay. He said in December, sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals for looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things alleged. I don't know. If I'm going to make a big buck, I'm not going to put myself on the line to, like, be a victim just to get money. Just saying. And this kind of applies to, like, all these kind of situations where it's like, oh, she's just doing it for the attention and the money. It's like... Who the hell wants to do that and be known as that for money? As a victim of that? Like, are you kidding me? People don't do this because it's easy. Let's see. However, in May, CNN published graphic security footage showing Combs assaulting blah, blah, blah. In it. Oh, can we see this? Let me put this on my... private screen right now so I can vet this real fast. Okay, not good. So it's a very violent situation, including his... Wait, where did my other tags go? Where did my other tabs go? Where are all my tabs now? What the fuck? Now I'm looking at myself. Ain't that fucking great. What was that article I was just on? Technical issues, honeys. Hold down the fort. Talk amongst yourselves. Let's see. What are we looking at? Blah. Bookmarks. History. Okay, we got the article back. So a very ugly situation that has video evidence and whatnot going on with this. What did they say? His wife? Oh no, just Cassie. So in May, CNN released security footage showing Combs assaulting Ventura in the elevator bay at the now-closed Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles in 2016. The video appeared to support a similar incident Ventura described in her suit. Diddy followed her into the hallway of the hotel while yelling at her. He grabbed her and then took glass vases in the hallway and threw them at her, causing glass to crash around him as she ran to the elevator to escape. That's a lot. After the video was made public, Combs posted an apology video on Instagram. Like, your Instagram... apologize to your Instagram? For what? That just seems like such an egotistical thing. Like, who... Like, at that point, you need to, like, sit down and figure yourself out as a person, not try to get other people to think you're a good person. You need to figure out what makes you a good person. Hi, Cassie. Cassie's another one of our wonderful moderators. And hello, Nora. Good to see you. And Angela. Also very delightful to see you. And Liz Leaf. Good to see you as well. Okay, going more into P. Diddy. Let's see. In an interview with Piers Morgan. What a fucking piece of cheese Piers Morgan is. Anyways, Combs' former head of security said he wasn't surprised by the footage because he witnessed the rapper being violent towards women 4 or 5 times. Roger Bonds, who worked for the mogul for the mogul for a decade. What does mogul mean? Am I just dumb here? Am I just dumb? Do I just not understand what the fuck that is going? Like, what is that? Somebody explain to me. Anyways, alleged he had seen Combs be violent towards Cassie and his former partner, Kim Porter, with whom he shares 3 children. Porter died in 2018 from pneumonia. Oh, poor honey. Okay, so it started off with this one lady filing a lawsuit, and then after that happened, more people came out and started speaking up. So 10 more people have come forward with allegations against Diddy. Okay, so now we're really opening the can of worms here. Following Ventura's settlement, Lisa Gardner filed a lawsuit on November 23rd saying she and a friend met Combs, as in Diddy. When they say Combs, it's Diddy. I'm repeating that for the new people coming in. So anyways, Diddy and the singer-songwriter Aaron Hall at MCA Records event in 1990 or 1991. They returned to Hall's apartment for an after-party where Gardner says she was offered more drinks and was coerced into having sexual relationships with Diddy. And she says Combs also... I lost my spot. Anyways, Combs also assaulted her friend. The lawsuit claims that the encounter left Gardner shocked and traumatized. As she got dressed, Hall allegedly barged into the room, pinned her down, and forced her to have relations with him. Gardner claims that Combs came to the home and she shared to the home that she shared with her friends a few days later and allegedly attacked her again. He came to the house looking for the friend because he was worried she would tell the girl he was with at the time, according to the suit. Well, I have a lot of questions, and I feel like there's a lot more going on here. But this is kind of like the information we have. Let's see. Imaginista says music is a mogul. Is that like how you would say it, mogul? Like a prominent person in the music industry, entrenched in the scene by way of production, brand marketing. Cassie says mogul, an important or powerful person, especially in the... Okay. How do we pronounce it? Let's see. Mogul. Mogul. So I'm right. Mogul. Like a person named Mo, and then gull as in seagull, right? Mogul. Interesting. We have now learned something new. I would have never... What do I know? I know every fucking word in the world. Anyways, in another complaint filed the same day, Joy Dickerson, Neil alleges that... I'm sorry, what? Your name is what? Anyways, that in 1991, she reluctantly went on a date with Diddy, who intentionally drugged and had unconsensual relations with her. After their dinner, she claims that Combs recorded the assault and showed the tape to other people. While Dickerson Neal did not go to the authorities immediately after the alleged assault, she did eventually file a police report with unspecified agencies in New York and New Jersey. The complaint says prosecutors told her they need to corroborate her allegations, but she believes possible witnesses were terrified that Diddy would retaliate against them and that they would lose their future business and music opportunities if they made a statement. Tale as old as time. This is what goes on in Hollywood. You get famous and then you get into a bad after party. Then you're in the shit. I don't know. That song was good. That was very bad. That was not going anywhere. But you know what I mean. Tale as old as time. What I mean by that is like, this is kind of like a very common thing in like Hollywood or just like music businesses or video businesses. Is like people get into this situation where they're obtaining a status and a power, and then they like to just exercise that power. But they're doing it from the basis of like their shadow. They're activated, unnurtured, sort of ignored shadow that they really don't know anything about. And that's when people get into this ugly business of having like parties where they're, you know, forcing people to do things, but they don't realize they're in a a position of power that gives them more influence over others psychologically. It's very ugly. It's very messy. It's never a good thing. Yes, spiral. Too much money and not enough self-reflection. Too much money, too much power. Because, you know, with money, there's power in this capitalist society. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. Hello, Mark. Let's see. So a spokesperson for Diddy said that the two women's claims are fabricated and accused them of exploiting the Adult Survivors Act. Another woman referred to as Jane Doe, meaning that we don't know her name, so we just call her Jane Doe. In the complaint, filed a fourth lawsuit on December 6th of last year, I believe, obviously, alleging that Combs as in Diddy, so Combs is Diddy. So alleging that Diddy, his longtime Lieutenant Javier Pierre, and a third unidentified assailant trafficked her across from the Detroit and New York City, and all of them unconsensually entrapped her. And then in a recording studio in 2023 when she was 17 years old. Pierre, who previously served as president of Combs Bad Boy Entertainment, has also been sued by a former assistant who alleges he used his position of authority as a plaintiff's boss to groom, exploit, and do very unconsensual things to her several times between 2016 and 2017. Well, this is very uncomfy. How much longer is this? Oof. That's a lot of reading. I don't know. I think we're going to go to a video now. I'm bored. Let's go to a normal video. Let's look up something to watch in this situation. I think he's in court, all of that. He's been indicted, lots of allegations, lots of ugly things. I think we just needed to get the idea of like what he's in trouble for. And frankly, I've seen enough. As I said, I don't know everything, but I know enough. So let's see. Let's look. P. Diddy. Let's look at P. Diddy news. I'm vetting it real fast. And yeah, didn't his lawyer say something? Let's listen to his lawyer. P. Diddy, lawyer. I think it's this right here.
I've been with him since 8 o'clock this morning, and it's about almost 3 o'clock now. He's just laser.
Hold on. Okay, I just had to confirm real fast that P. Diddy is Combs. I don't know why, like, my brain was like, wait, you were too confident about that. Like, you better double check. Anyways, it's always good to make sure your facts are straight. So this is his lawyer. Going back to the beginning. Apologies. Let's turn on the words.
Been with him since 8 o'clock this morning, and it's about almost 3 o'clock now. He's just laser focused. He's engaged. He's helpful. He's confident. You know, we're going through our defense as we do every day, and his spirits are relatively good. I mean, you know, it's always difficult to be in a place like this, but I can tell you, the staff has been helpful and
I love it when every time there's somebody with talent, money, and power, whenever they get into these situations, it's always like, oh, isn't it so hard to be in this situation? Like, don't you feel sorry for somebody? Oh, the volume's pretty low. Let me go back. I can save that thought. Let me go back. I apologize. Here, we only listened to 29 seconds. Let's do it again. I can keep my thought. Here we go.
I've been with him since 8 o'clock this morning, and it's about almost 3 o'clock now. He's just laser focused. He's engaged. He's helpful. He's confident. You know, we're going through our defense as we do every day, and his spirits are relatively good. I mean, you know, it's always difficult to be in a place like this, but I can tell you, the staff has been helpful
And this is what I was saying. It's really weird to me, like, every time people with, like, power, money, and, like, talent and notoriety and all that stuff, like, they get into these situations and they always act aloof. Like, oh no, I accidentally exploited several people into, like, sexual relations that they didn't quite consent to because I have a lot of power and influence over their futures concerning their careers. Like, you know, it's so weird how they're just like, oh, I just fell into this. It's like, gee, you don't think that you have some serious shadow within you that you have not dealt with. And, you know, you could give charitability to when people are placed in these systems of power and money. There is that environment around it in which that's the kind of person you have to be. When you're up there with those people, when they interact with each other, that's the kind of climate they have. That's the kind of vibe they have, is, you know, kind of peering down. Even if you don't specifically think that in your head, like, oh, people are lower than me. Like, the way they kind of act, it's like you feel like very superior when you have money and you have fame, and people are. And I think that's the problem, is like when you're in that position, you're given too much charitability, almost like you can do no wrong, like, sort of thing. But it always baffles me how, like, they're baffled. Like, how did I end up in this situation? It's like, gee, I don't know. Maybe because you were partying a little too fucking hard. Like, do you not have hobbies? Like, do you not knit? Do you not play bridge? Like, with your neighbors? Like, do you not go bowling? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, no, I just need to have, like, a tunnel. And then here's, like, a rumor that it's, like, not necessarily proven true, but something I heard about P. Diddy is he's got, like, a secret tunnel, like a water slide or something that goes into, like, a grotto, like an underground basement, like, grotto swimming pool caves type of thing. You know, like, think like Playboy Mansion, how they have their grotto. Has that. It's like, I don't know. See, if I was, like, rich and powerful and I had, like, a slidey tube down to, like, a secret, like, underground grotto, that's where I'm going to have like, introvert time. That's when I'm going to go and not have parties. That's when I'm going to go and listen to, like, Gregorian chants and drink wine and light candles. Okay? That's me time. I'm not inviting people to that. That's my secret. That's my special place. Like, that's insane to have access to that and not have that, like, introverted, like, I'm not an introvert, but I have a lot of introverted, like, tendencies. I'm actually quite extroverted, but I'm an introspective extrovert. But yeah, if I had, like, a secret grotto, I'm hanging out there listening to Gregorian chants. I'm not having, like, wild, like, sex parties or anything like that, like, Eyes Wide Shut. Did you know I've actually never seen Eyes Wide Shut? I should watch that. That should be my homework this weekend. I should watch that. I've honestly never seen that. I just know enough where I can like put together the idea. Anyways, where were we? Oh yes, off my tangent. Off we go now.
And really, wonderful to us. They've given us full access to him. I have no complaints whatsoever, and I'll be coming here every day. So, every day until he's out, I will be here with him, working on his defense, making sure that this case goes in the right direction, which results in him leaving this building.
And you are thinking of bail?
We are. We're going to make that decision, as to whether we're going to do an appeal. We'll probably make that decision by Monday or Tuesday, I figure.
What do you think of the prosecutors saying they have all these witnesses and more people coming out and saying things?
Listen, I don't want to say. I think I know what the heart of the case is, and I've said what.
I think I know what the heart of the case is. Bro, my brother in Christ, you are his lawyer. What the fuck? You believe what the heart of the case is. You should know that as a defense. Hi, Susan.
But I thought it was in court, and we think we have defenses to all of the allegations, which is why I think his spirits are as good as they are. So I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday, but I'll be here again. I'm coming every day.
Right. One other question for you.
The last one.
How do you explain the baby oil and the lubricants? 1,000 bottles of baby.
What is happening? Storm? I think that's how you say your name. It's like Storm. It's like Storm, but like with an I. I don't know. But anyways, you said, but the baby oil makes me slip right through my adversaries. What is with the baby oil? Like, what? Storm. Okay. Like, what is going on with the baby oil? What's happening with the baby oil? What's happening with the baby oil? I don't know.
Baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was a lot. I mean, there's a Costco right down the street. I think Americans buy in bulk, as we know. And this is consensual adults doing what consensual adults do. We can't get so puritanical in
You never used it. You stop it. You stop it.
this country to think that somehow sex is a bad thing, because if it was, there'd be no more people.
If sex was a bad thing...
He was arrested in New York at a hotel.
Hold on. The guy said at the very end, if sex was a bad thing, then there would be no people? What's going on with the, P. Diddy baby oil? I gotta know now. Like, what the fuck is happening right here? Oh, so supposedly he's bulk buying. This is the allegation. Supposedly he's, oh, would you stop it, you silly computer? You put that there. No! Oh my fucking hell. Yes, you put that shit there. Sit there. Thank you. So, what I'm gathering so far based on all these titles is that the deal is that he bought baby oil in bulk because he has these parties that are intimate, these like orgies or whatever. He calls them freakouts, like quote unquote freakouts. Freak out! It reminds me of that disco song, Freak Out! Do you know that song originally was like supposed to be Fuck Off? Who sang that song? Oh my gosh. Older people in the chat, please back me up. Freak Out song. Rhino. It was by Rhino. It was by a group called Rhino. It was called Freak Out in the 70s. And, oh yeah, Freak Off. Was it Freak Off? No, it was called Freak Out. It was by a group called Rhino in the 70s. And the reason why they made that song is because they got kicked out of club, what was that famous club? Disco club. Was it like 50 something? Club 54. I think. Studio 54. Jesus Christ. I listen to disco all the time. Why the fuck don't I know this? No, so there is this infamous disco spot called Studio 54. And this really good disco band came in. They wanted to get in. And they were denied entry. But they were staying at a house just like a half a block down the street. So they went on their balcony and they started singing this song like Freak Out. But originally, when they sang the song, it wasn't Freak Out. It was Fuck Off. Like, it was supposed to be that. Like, fuck off. Fuck off, old people. I said older people. I'm 36. Okay? My taste in music is like 30 years older than me. So if there are people in the chat that are 30 years older than me, I'm asking you for validation. Don't get mad at me about mentioning age. Fuck Off does sound better. I wish we had an original. But, oh my God. Baby oil in volume? How many bottles of baby oil did he have? 1,000 bottles of baby oil. What? This can't be confirmed. That can't be confirmed. Come on. What the fuck is happening? I'm sorry, what?
Sean Diddy Combs' lawyer attempts to explain why the rapper had 1,000 bottles of personal lubricant and baby oil. Just over a week after the rapper was taken into police custody in New York City and charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage.
What is racketeering exactly? Racketeering. It's not a specific crime. Simply put, racketeering means engaging in an illegal scheme. But it's not a specific crime? It's used in the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, known as RICO, okay, to describe 35 offenses including kidnapping, murder, bribery, arson, extortion. I'm not really understanding that. Can somebody explain it to me in very caveman terms? Layman's terms? In like a sentence or two? Okay, it was created to combat organized crime. I'm still not sure.
In prostitution, his lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, is sharing his thoughts on.
Mark says RICO is white-collar organized crime. Okay, enough said.
Combs' alleged.
That's rich people, rich elite sort of white-collar crime shit.
Freak-offs, as well as the 1,000 bottles of personal lubricant and baby oil that were.
Okay, stop. This is like. Really? But then again, look what R. Kelly did. Like, you know, I would like to not believe it, but like, take a look at what R. Kelly did. Did anybody see that song that R. Kelly? You know what happened to R. Kelly, right? He got in trouble for sex trafficking. But there was like this one song he released where it was like pretty much admitting to what he did. But his entire estate is gone like right now. We might listen to that song later. It's kind of funny. It's terrible, but funny.
Seized from his home.
Let's see, Bridget. But hi, Bridget. Bridget means organized crime. Okay, yeah, Trump, you're right. Yeah, Trump did, and a bunch of others got charged with RICO in Georgia for trying to overturn a law. Exactly. I wonder if P. Diddy is the reason for the current baby oil prices. I don't know. Do any of you buy baby oil? Like, do you get that? Or, I mean, if I need lubricant, I just get, like, general, like, self-lubricant. Like, I don't buy baby oil. Like, is baby oil a thing? Do people buy baby oil? What do you need baby oil to come from? You know, if you squeeze olives to make olive oil, how do you get baby oil? These are questions. These are stones that need to be overturned. Okay, I have to pee. Stay right here. I have to pee. Hold on. Okay. I'm a fast peer because I push it out really hard. Anyways, like you needed to know that. Baby oil. Okay, so yeah, people genuinely use it for different things. Baby oil is a mineral oil, is it? I don't know. It's just mineral oil. Okay. Makes the skin shine. Yeah, I don't have any reason to buy baby oil.
Agnifilo explains to TMZ in a preview of their upcoming documentary, The Downfall of Diddy, The Indictment, released September 25th, saying, I don't know where the number 1,000...
Whoops, hold on. Sorry.
came. I can't imagine it's thousands. U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams, referenced that.
Okay, so is there or is there not a large volume of this? Like, what is happening here? Is there or is there not a large volume of baby oil? Like, what is happening here? What is going on?
That amount during a press conference after Diddy's arrest, while speaking about items that were seized from his properties.
During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims.
Wow. Okay. We're gonna put a bookmark in that because I would like to take a look at Spilly. Spilly is a YouTube channel, Spill Sesh, where she talks about like a lot of like celebrity gossip and shit like that, and gossip with YouTubers. But she's very well organized about it. Like, she's a really good journalist.
You guys, Sean Diddy Combs was arrested last night. He was taken into custody following...
By the way, this was posted 10 days ago.
A long investigation against him. There have been so many allegations. His home was raided earlier this year. I mean, it has truly been so much. And to hear that he's finally been arrested, this is big news. We're going to get into everything that has been said, what his attorney had to say, the things that have come out prior to this that we have talked about in videos. This is just really something I cannot believe happened last night. Since November, Diddy has faced a wave of lawsuits against him, which led to him being the subject of a federal criminal investigation. He had been denying what's come out about him, though, all the allegations and things stated in the lawsuits against him. But the situation was just proving to be more and more serious by the day, especially after video evidence came out of him in May. The footage is of Diddy and his ex, Cassie. It is hotel surveillance footage from March 2016. In the video, Cassie is seen coming down the hotel hallway towards the elevator, and as soon as you see Diddy, he is running down the hallway towards her. The video shows him just coming at her. It is a total
in a towel? What kind of American Psycho is this shit?
Nightmare. He seems to try to drag her back to the room. The video continues as he is seen visibly angry, throwing an object, and later Diddy is then seen walking away, but turns to Cassie once again. But an elevator door opens and someone comes out of it. This footage seems to match up with what Cassie had said in her lawsuit against Diddy. Back in November, she'd filed a federal lawsuit in New York federal court. In it, she described a number of horrible things that Diddy did and had her do, and she described described a time at a hotel and said that she tried to leave while he was asleep, and this footage seems to be footage of that incident that she was describing. In Cassie's lawsuit, she noted that video footage existed, but she believed that Diddy had paid the hotel $50,000 for the security footage. But somehow last year it was released to the public, and the day after she filed her lawsuit last year, the two settled for an undisclosed amount, and now we are seeing why he was probably so quick to try and settle because of this video evidence. LA County's DA's office issued a statement at the time on Instagram when this video was released, calling it extremely disturbing and difficult to watch, but they said on alleged video involving Sean Combs. We are aware of the video that has been circulating online allegedly depicting Sean Combs, a woman in Los Angeles. We find the images extremely disturbing and difficult to watch. If the conduct depicted occurred in 2016, unfortunately, we would be unable to charge as the conduct would have occurred beyond the timeline where a crime of can be prosecuted.
The statute of limitations and shit like that. That's unfortunate.
As of today, law enforcement has not presented a case related to the attack depicted in the video against Mr. Combs, but we encourage anyone who has been a victim or witness to a crime to report it to law enforcement or reach out to our office for support from our Bureau of Victim Services. According to the California court's web.
Hey, a little bit of shameless e-begging. Please like my live stream. Please like my live stream. Anyways.
Website, it seems charges would have had to been filed within 2 years of this happening in order for him to face charges for this, but the video coming out was said to have accelerated things in the federal investigation being done on him, as this was very damaging to him. 5 days after Cassie and Diddy reached a settlement, a former Syracuse University college student sued Diddy as well. A third lawsuit was later filed against Diddy in November and then another in December. At the end of last year, businesses started to cut ties with him, and Hulu also announced that they were no longer going to be making a reality show surrounding him and his family, as that was something that was in the works.
Oh my god, I'm so sad we don't get the reality show about him and his family, because I totally wanted to see that.
In February of this year, Diddy was sued once again, this time by producer Rodney Jones, who goes by Lil Rod. Almost a month later, Diddy's home in Los Angeles and Miami were raided. The investigation was led by the Department of Homeland Security, and since his home had been raided, conversations surrounding Diddy and his past had been going around online. People were wondering what was going on in the investigation. People have called out those who had been associated with Diddy in the past, speculating on others who might have been involved in what he's being accused of. As it seems, there's a lot of people that are involved in the situation, a lot of people that were protecting him over the years, and he's tried to post things insinuating that everything coming out about him was all just a lie. In December, he posted to Instagram saying, "Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear, I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth." Sean Diddy Combs. He had also addressed in May the surveillance footage that came out of him and Cassie.
He's got a lot of cognitive bias, a lot of denial going on here.
In the hotel hallway, and tried to say that this was a dark time in his life and he's disgusted by the video.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was up. I hit rock bottom.
Okay, but why do we gotta, make a big deal about basic fucking human, experiences that we all have to go through? Why is your experience more special than other people? Answer me that.
But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. I had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry.
Well, clearly something really terrible happened. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing this fucking apology video. We would have all that video evidence of you being an absolute creep to that lady in the hotel.
But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
He captioned it, "I'm truly sorry." And at the time that he shared this, Cassie's attorney spoke out and CNN reported it, saying Combs' most recent statement is more about himself than the many people he has hurt. When Cassie and multiple other women came forward, he denied.
It is. It's very self-serving. It's like, me, I did this thing. It's like, what about the people you hurt? What about the people who are hurt by, like, what the hell happened? Like, what's going on with that? Where's the reflection on that?
Everything and suggested that his victims were looking for a payday, that he was only compelled to apologize once his repeated denials were proven false, shows his pathetic desperation, and no one will be swayed by his disingenuous words. But he's certainly looking like a clown for all of his denials and being so defensive of his actions with the way he was arrested in New York this Monday. TMZ reported Monday night. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying and they arrested him. We have unconfirmed reports that feds are searching his hotel room. We're told Diddy was taken to the FBI field office in Manhattan. NBC reported that his attorney gave a statement saying Sean Diddy Combs is a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, and proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the Black community. The statement said, he is an imperfect person, but he is not a criminal, adding, these are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court, it added. His attorney had also noted that Diddy had been cooperative with the investigation and voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. And at first, when news broke of his arrest, the indictment was sealed, but Tuesday morning, it was unsealed and released to the public. And according to TMZ, they wrote, if convicted on all counts, Diddy faces decades in prison. It's just so crazy to know that prior to his arrest, he was actually just out wandering New York City. They said that he was greeting fans outside of his hotel room. I mean, this guy thinks he is so protected by the people around him that he...
I mean, you could extrapolate that from those, like, few social triggers, but I'm not trying to give Diddy charitability at all when I say this, but the intent of what people are trying to do when they're accused of this kind of stuff isn't always so black and white. You can't always just say, well, they're just being manipulative. Yes, the result of that could be manipulation, but they, like, probably Diddy in his head isn't thinking along these lines. That's my point. And it's not, by all means, not trying to throw him charitability. I'm just saying, like, we can't know what he's thinking and feeling, or why he's making the decisions, or why he feels the way he feels, or how he felt during those quote unquote freakouts or whatever, because he could have very well felt like everything was consensual. That's, again, not trying to give him charitability, but that's probably how he was thinking. So now that somebody's coming out and being like, no, actually that was really terrible, and I felt forced in that, and he's the one responsible for those parties, he's having to take a second think about his past actions. And currently, especially from his, like, personal video there, it seems like he's more focused on himself and clearing his name and things like that. And there seems to be just, like, no compassion towards the victims of the situation or the people coming out, and he's just simply writing them off as people who want attention and money. That's, I think, is where, like, the bad taste in the mouth is left.
He was just out there acting like everything is fine. This is not a big deal. And for months has been denying everything said about him, when this is obviously a very serious situation. And for them to be arresting him, this is huge. I mean, the things that are being described in these documents about what exactly he was doing. I mean, he would coordinate these parties and he would have people doing these horrific acts.
Hi,
These
Andy.
things are so wild and disgusting, using his fame and power in these horrific ways. NBC also reported that the U.S. government doesn't want Combs released on bail, saying there's a presumption of detention in this case. So we will be seeking detention. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams told reporters there is a presumption of detention in a case like this, and we think that's warranted. They also reported that the same U.S. attorney said, "We are not done," Williams added when asked about the potential for more charges. "This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly." A lot of people have been bringing up, what about the people around him, as it has been said that his commercial enterprise was a key component to his criminal enterprise, and that he used his businesses and several of his employees to carry out a lot of what he was doing. NBC reported those employees, including security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and high-ranking supervisors and other close associates acted as Combs' intermediaries, and their conduct was facilitated and assisted by Combs' control of the Combs business, prosecutors added. And these people absolutely should be held responsible as well for enabling him over the years, facilitating all that he was doing. As of right now, it is said that he is going to plead not guilty, and apparently is going to be fighting with all of his energy, and that his lawyers are confident.
Gee, who would have thunk that you can't have, wild, unchecked orgies? Who would have thought?
But that is what has been said. More continues to be coming out about Diddy and this entire investigation by the hour, as this is all new information. The documents were just unsealed. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.
I think that's enough of that. This reminds me of R. Kelly. I think R. Kelly is in prison right now for human trafficking. I think he's in prison right now. I think it's done and over with. Yeah, he's in prison for child trafficking. Jesus Christ. Because he kept traveling to different countries and picking up girls that were too young and bringing them back to America. So much so that he actually, sang a song about it. And this is, kind of a funny, infamous song. Let's see. R. Kelly, America song. It's this. It's so funny. It's funny because it's terrible. It's so terrible. In fact, I don't know, what people were thinking behind the scenes on the stage when he was singing this, because it's basically a song admitting to, trafficking, underage people. Not underage specifically.
Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. America. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Would you come back with Rob to America?
This is such an off. Could you imagine his PR person just holding their face going, "Oh no." And the funny thing is it's such a beautiful song.
Have your passport?
Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America?
America.
America.
Do you have your passport?
Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? I can't tell you how many times that song actually gets stuck in my head, and I'll just sing it while doing my dishes and stuff. Anyways, I think that's all I got in for me for the day. like I said, things are different now. I'm full-time student at school. Like I'm doing like 13 freaking like credits of school. I got 4 classes. Like each one of them has a lot of school, and like now I'm into midterms and stuff. So I just I don't have as much time to live stream as I used to, but it's for a very good reason. So I'm gonna go back into Janland, going to college, doing college work, and living my life. And we should be able to go live again Friday. The only reason I didn't go live last Friday is because I had a math exam that day, so I needed to pay attention to that. But we should be able to. There shouldn't be any reason why we can't live stream this Friday. So, Andy, so he just thinks about his everyday life. Yes. What classes am I taking? I am taking a ancient Western world history class, which is really cool. Actually, the other day we had a philosophy teacher come in and talk about the ancient secret cults and Pythagoreanism and all that sort of stuff, like Dionysian stuff. She brought up Dionysian ways of looking at obtaining knowledge and Apollonian ways of obtaining knowledge, which if you don't know what that is, it's really interesting stuff. Let's see. And I'm taking statistical math, learning how to read statistics correctly, being more informed on that because, people like to throw around statistics a lot on the internet. Then I'm taking a college comprehension course. I'm learning how to write at a college level. So writing lots of essays and things like that. And then, let's see, what did I do? I covered the history class. What did I say? I did the history class. I did the math class. Now I have a sociology class, which is intro to sociology, like learning basic things and stuff like that. Different sociological lenses, like 3 major different aspects of looking at society, like the conflict theory and things like that. We actually get into Marxism and stuff like that. Oh yeah, the English, the math, the history, and the sociology. So this is my first semester. Imaginista says, if this song gets stuck in my head, I'm blaming you. It's a beautiful song, funny enough. And the words are easy, so I just sit and serenade it to my roommate. They love it. So, yeah, so a history class, a sociology class, a writing class, and a math class. Freak out. Yeah, if I'll give you your homework for the weekend, look up the song Freak Out. It's an old classic disco song, a very popular disco song. And originally it was meant to be Fuck Off, not Freak Out, because they were denied entry into Studio 54, the most notorious disco club ever. So it's a big song where it's it sounds like it's quirky and fun and just a dance song, but they were actually really pissed. Fuck you, fuck off for not letting him in. So but they liked the song so much, they adapted it for the radio, and that's why it became Freak Out. So anyways, that's your homework. There you go. All right, my lovelies, have a good weekend. We will see you next Friday, hopefully. Take care. I don't think the Oculus is going live tomorrow, but there is the usual Nexus class on Sundays on Morg's Discord server. So please attend that for all my Neogenian peeps. For everybody else, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me and learning about P. Diddy and his many bottles of baby oil. Thank you so much to the moderators, Cassie, Susan, Imaginista, Mark. They were all here today. Well, everybody except for Philip, but Philip is always busy, so we forgive Philip. And we wish well on Philip. So anyways, thank you everybody for coming. New timers, old timers, all of that. I'm going to go relax now. So have a good weekend and we shall see you later. All right. Goodbye. Goodbye, my lovelies. Goodbye. So, yeah, so a history class, a sociology class, a writing class, and a math class. Freak out. Yeah, if I'll give you your homework for the weekend, look up the song Freak Out. It's an old like classic disco song, like a very popular disco song. And originally it was meant to be Fuck Off, not Freak Out, because they were denied entry into Studio 54, like the most notorious disco club ever. So it's a big song where it's like, you know, it sounds like it's quirky and fun and just a dance song, but they were actually really pissed. Like, fuck you, like fuck off for not letting him in. So, but they liked the song so much they adapted it for the radio, and that's why it became Freak Out. So anyways, that's your homework. There you go. All right, my lovelies, have a good weekend. We will see you next Friday, hopefully. Take care. I don't think the Oculus is going live tomorrow, but there is the usual Nexus class on Sundays on Morg's Discord server. So please attend that for all my Neogenian peeps. For everybody else, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me and learning about P. Diddy and his many bottles of baby oil. Thank you so much to the moderators, Cassie, Susan, Imaginista, Mark. They were all here today. Well, everybody except for Philip, but Philip is always busy, so we forgive Philip. And we wish well on Philip. So anyways, thank you everybody for coming. New timers, old timers, all of that. I'm going to go relax now. So have a good weekend and we shall see you later. All right. Goodbye. Goodbye, my lovelies. Goodbye.